you.
So come on in, make yourself comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get right to the music.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
This is
You have like a set of questionnaire.
I got we'll see some pre-questions, and then and they'll kind of load it up a little bit so that we end up with some interesting tidbits and all sort of stuff.
That'll be hard. I'm not very interesting.
Yeah. All right, let's start with what's your name?
Jeff Moulton.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay, so where are you from?
Originally from Toronto, then moved to Oshawa, and then moved up here to Inglesby. Yeah, I used to work, full-time day job, right? I worked at the WSIB for going on 31 years. I always played music even when I was working in some capacity, part-time, whatever. And I always cottaged up here since I was a kid. So this was like a second nature to come up here. And my wife loved it up here. And so my aunts, my uncles, my grandfather, my mom, they had all been coming up here for quite a while. So we always kind of were, up here all together on the weekends. A couple of my cousins are musicians as well, so we do a lot of campfire stuff. Sometimes we pull the whole shebang out and get the drums and everything else out in the PA and make a little bunch of noise at the top of their hill sometimes back in the 70s and 80s. I got my first drum set probably when I'm going to give my age away here, but that's okay. I'm going to say over 35 years. How's that?
35 years?
Yeah, drummer first.
Drummer first.
Singer first, really. Singer, drummer. And then I kind of picked up guitar along the way. Asked, in a lot of different bands, watched the guitar players, asked the guitar players for some help. Can you show me this chord, show me that chord? Go out to watch a lot of concerts, watch everybody, drummers, everybody, guitar players, everybody, try and pick up some stuff. And even when I was a little kid, my mom and my uncle told me I'd be out in the swing and I'd be singing to myself and stuff. So it's kind of been there, I guess, maybe even when I was a kid. But I remember playing our first junior high school concert. I think we did 4 songs, poor crowd and poor us. And they were scared to sing, unless it was with like a gang vocal all together. So I'll do it.
Were you playing drums at the time?
Yes.
So you were singing drummer.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was, it was okay. It was fun. I mean, I don't know how good it was back then. I'm not even sure how good it is now, and when I was on the road for 3 years too, and I was a drummer singer then as well. I didn't do all the vocals. Luckily for me, in the bands we were in, there was usually 2 or 3 other vocalists in the band, so we kind of split the lead vocals between everybody. But I did enough, and it was fun. It was good. Played mainly Ontario and Quebec from about 78, 79 through to about 81. No, we were just like a bar band, stage band. Back then they were stage bands. You put the monkey suits on and away you went. And if you're going to make it, generally you have to do original. And in those bands, you're kind of out there just kind of entertaining the locals, for that week, commercial stuff that everybody's going to know, and which was fine by me. I love playing that stuff. Some of it was a little hard because we're getting into the disco funk thing, and I'm not really a disco funk kind of guy. And then the last band was more pop rock stuff, some country rock stuff, which was fine. All that stuff was fine. But just, playing cover stuff, going around to Niagara Falls and Welland and Thunder Bay and Rwanda, Quebec. And actually, the thing that amazed me the most was how nice people were. And we were nobodies. We're just Joe Blow guys in a stage band. But I couldn't believe how friendly and how nice people were to you. And I remember a guy and his son coming in Kingston one time. It so happens we were doing the Beatles medley, about 5 or 6 Beatles songs, and they loved it. And the guy called us over and he says, listen, I've got some old 8mm reel tapes of the Beatles I have on my projector. Why don't you guys all come over for dinner or breakfast? Anything Beatles, I'll watch. I'm fascinated with how they wrote, how they play, their progression of going from what they were as Mop Tops through to Abbey Road, Sgt. Pepper's, how much they sounded. They taught me basically how to sing. That was the first thing I ever saw on TV was the Beatles. I was only yay high, but I remember it very, very well. And I thought, I want to be those guys. Those guys are cool. So, mom and everybody's, it might be time to get a real job, you should probably get out of that. It's not going to go anywhere. And from that standpoint, they were probably right as far as that goes. So came off the road and got a couple of jobs and worked, a couple of jobs. Still kind of playing music on the side, just, a couple of local bands, we're kind of just, jamming and stuff, maybe going out and playing the odd gig here and there. In the back of my mind the whole time, I missed playing music. I wanted to keep playing. A couple of bands had some pretty good, not big success, but we were on the cusp of, something might happen or might not, but it might. And there would have been maybe some decisions to make, but it never, again, got that far. But 3 significant things kind of happened. One was a producer who was doing of all things, a beauty pageant down in Vegas. And he was getting tapes from all sorts of musicians and stuff. And he was going to take 3 people down there and have a little contest and see who comes in first and second and third. I never played or sang a song like that of my own down in the States for that many people. It was at the Stardust Hotel in Vegas. I think there was 1,500 people there.
Wow.
A little nerve-wracking.
I guess so.
It's more exposure. I was thinking maybe there's some exposure here, but again, I forgot the big thing was the beauty pageant. So lots of people there to see the beautiful ladies but not too many people there to that are music, contacts or anything like that. So really, it didn't really amount to much. So that was the first one. The second one, I was in a band in the late 80s. This guitar player was friends with Rick Sanders. He had a lot of original songs. He was trying to get himself further into the music industry. He wanted to put a band together to do covers and also that stuff, and probably eventually go totally that route if he could. I looked at what they were doing. I said, "Yep, this looks good to me. You're doing classic rock. Sounds good to me." There used to be a show, kind of a kids' teenager show, on Sunday mornings on CBC back in the 80s called Switchback. The producer and the host of that show came out to hear us rehearse, and they said, "Yep, you guys are one of the bands." And live. Everything was live at the moment. We were there at 5 in the morning getting makeup and all this stuff. Lots of big hair back then in the 80s. Our guitar player was a pretty good looking guy, big hair, 80s look. Girls were going wild for him, loved it, It was great. They gave us a chance to do 2 original songs. One was a full song, great. The other one was kind of the outro of the show while they're showing the credits. And it got probably at least half to most of the song. So that was great, really good exposure. But again, really not much came of it. Nobody came banging on our door saying, we love that song and blah, 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 and let's sign you to this or sign you to that. So that was number 2, and that was around 1987. So after that, I went back. I was using my beautiful old technology, my beautiful old Cubase Atari system, and doing some home recording, some covers, some original. Found an original song that I thought sounded pretty good. Took it to I was in another band at that point, but the guitar player was an excellent guitar player. His favorite guitar players were Kim Mitchell and Eddie Van Halen. Fine by me, that's just great. Why don't you come in the studio, let's try and do these songs that I wrote. So basically him and I went in. I did most of the pre-production on my old Atari floppy disk Cubase, had the drums on there, the bass, the keyboards. He put on the lead guitars and electric rhythm guitars, and I put all the vocals on live. Those were done live. We finished 3 songs, and I was pretty happy with the way they sounded. I thought they came up sounding pretty good. And I thought I'm gonna send at least one of these. I can't remember if I sent all 3 to one. I know I sent the one anyways into Q107 because Q107 was having a open talent sort of thing once a week where they would play unknown talent. And I set the thing and I never thought anything of it. So weeks go by, months go by. Come home one day from work and there's a message on my machine, on my phone machine. So I press the message and I hear my song playing. And I go, what the heck's going on, right? What's this all about? So the song's playing a little bit, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hi Jeff, this is Al Joins from Q107. I received your song, and I'd like to play it on the air. Is that okay?" Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, so I phoned him back, and I said, "Thank you so much, I really appreciate that." And about 2 weeks later, on that show, it was on, I can't remember, like a Tuesday or Wednesday night, from about 11 till midnight. And nice big introduction. This is, Jeff Moulton, Don't Turn Your Back, Q107. And I was on seventh heaven when I heard that. I mean, to hear your own song on the radio, especially a station like Q107, I was just over the top. I just felt great. A lot of people phone me, love the song, great song, blah, blah. But the band, again, I was in, we didn't write the song, you did, not gonna play it. Okay, that's too bad, because there's a song that got airplay, and at least if we were to go in and promote it live, you never know, maybe somebody, but they wouldn't. And eventually there was some other issues and I left. And that was about the end of that. So since then I've just kind of been working, trying to write some more songs, playing a lot of gigs. Once I got a little more proficient on guitar, not good enough that I could go out and accompany myself and sing, I did a lot more acoustic gigs. I started going out and doing more, I could get more work, I found. I could do a lot of solo gigs and duo gigs. And I was getting lots of work when I lived in Oshawa for those 16 years, and a lot of work up here since I moved to Inglesby. But anyways, so since then I've just been more concentrating on playing more shows, learning some more songs, cover songs, trying to work on a few original songs too. I've got about 5 songs recorded. It's time to wake up?
Yeah, it's time to eat some chicken.
I thought if I was playing live shows, if I had CDs, maybe I might be able to try and sell them at my shows, but again, I'm still not even sure if that's the right way to go. But then I got ill and I had to put everything on hold. So I'm just slowly now getting back into trying to continue and get that album finished. There's kudos to Canoe FM. A big shout out to them, 100.9 Canoe FM. They like to support the local artists around here. They will play your original stuff. I've had a lot of people tell me they've heard my songs on there quite a bit. And I'm starting to get some requests for some of those songs live, that's always nice to hear.
Yeah.
I've said I've met a lot of the musicians here in the area. You and I have talked a couple times before, but we haven't really sat down and conversed or had a good visit or anything. And I think it's always good to meet the people around here. And my experience so far has been everybody's been very nice. I thought that might be a good reason to come and just check out what you're doing and see if I can maybe can learn from my mistakes. Maybe that might be a better way to put it.
This is a mistake studio. This is all about.
Yeah, but I mean, it's nice to share different philosophies about things too, and see how you do things. I can maybe learn something from that, how you're doing things. You might be able to learn something from me, how I'm doing things, conversing. It's good to exchange those ideas once in a while. Keep an open mind, see how people do different things. Some stuff works better for people than others. But you never know, you might pick up something, here and then, oh yeah, I could do, that might be a good thing to do. Try it down the road this way, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, let's mix some music.
Okay.
I'm sitting on my dock by the lake, listening to the sound of the wake. Hot sun shining down, I think it's time for a break. I got a beer in my hand, I'm thinking life is just grand. Laying back in my chair, breeze through my hair, I'm working on my tan. Just need a woman by my side, sharing some drinks, watching the tide. Gotta know she won't go, taking it slow, talking late into the night. Chillin' out, ain't no doubt it's gonna be a fine, fine day. Looking out over the bay, paradise surrounding me. I'm happy as a man could be. Might go for a swim and fill my glass to the brim. I got that woman by my side, sharing some drinks, watching the tide. Gotta know she won't go, taking it slow, talking late into the night. Chillin' out, ain't no doubt. It's gonna be a fine, fine day, looking out over the bay. Chillin' out, ain't no doubt. It's gonna be a fine, fine day, looking out over the bay. Chillin' out, ain't no doubt. It's gonna be a fine, fine day, looking out over the bay. Chillin' out, ain't no doubt. It's gonna be